Hey everyone, welcome to the complete guide to WR-EX-6, where in this guide, I will teach all of you how to clear this stage very easily and get the medal as well, because there is a medal tied to this stage. I'll explain all the map mechanics, go through the enemies that we need to deal with, as well as the challenge mode conditions, so that you understand fully what you have to do to get this guide easily executed. Right, so in this, we'll use 1 6-star core alongside a couple of lower rarity operators that you probably have raised if you're watching a guide video like this. So let's begin with the map. Right, so on this map, there are a couple of color shift panels. You can see 4 of them. These metallic looking ones. These will shift the color attributes of any enemy that passes through them. So they will have like a starting attribute, maybe, you know, the white or black circles that you see on top. And when they pass through, they will swap over to the opposite color instead. And as you can see, we have panels of our own. They are of color attributes as well. So we have the black ones at the top half and the white ones at the bottom half. So this stage is a roadblock stage. The medal requirement is for you to have used only less than 8 roadblocks in total, which I definitely will teach you a very simple method to how to actually do it. With less than 8, we're gonna use way less than 8 actually. And now we'll go through the challenge mode condition. Allied melee operators have decreased attack speed as well as increased defense, and 3 extra roadblocks are placed beforehand. Now, one thing that you need to note about these pre-placed blocks is you cannot remove them at all. The player is not allowed to remove them. So you have to play around the 3 roadblocks instead. For this reason, there will be an extra clear video later on using the exact same team. No extra requirements required. And you will be able to clear the stage as well. But the block placement is slightly different due to having to play around these pre-placed blocks. Right, so let's begin with looking at the enemy info before we move on to the stage, the squad explanation, right? So as you can see, we have Blindeys over here. So what do Blindeys have for their special traits? They can only be blocked by players' units of the same attribute. So white can block white colored Blindeys, black can block black colored Blindeys. And if they do not have the same color attribute, they will phase right through. You won't be able to block them at all. So we'll move on to the squad now. We'll be using Rosa for our core 6-star. And we'll be using a couple of lower rarities alongside her to make this happen. So we're bringing 4 defenders, 1 for each lane that we have to block. And a couple of casters as well as Perfumer. Because Perfumer is great at providing that, you know, really good global healing. And we'll be using on S2 for that reason. So Rosa can be used on S2 or S3, but on this case, we'll be using S3 because that's the more common skill to find on Rosa supports. So let's begin. At the end of this guide, you'll realize that this stage is really easy. Most people look at roadblock stages and they just get intimidated. I don't think there's any need to. Alright, so we'll place those 2 blocks down first. And we'll be putting Beagle on the middle black tile and Cardigan at the top black tile. I'll put Quora right in the middle and Spot all the way at the bottom. Now Rosa has a couple of positions you can put her on. You can put her either behind Beagle or behind Quora, it doesn't matter, honestly. But you have different requirements, of course. You see Cardigan getting a bit low, so you just pop Cardigan skill. Okay, now you have 4 at any point of time you can actually just choose to use Rosa skill, or you can just cycle a skill fast. Of course, these are the just bare minimum operators that you need to be bringing, so you can bring more operators as well. You have 3 extra slots in fact, and if you take a support, you have a 4th slot. Now, I need all of you to take note of this. Alright, so the Blindeys have come out, and these are the very key things that you really need to take note of. Each Blindy wave consists of 3 Blindies per lane. So, in this, we just need to change their color attribute once. All of them. Just once. Right, now that Steward is also available, just put him down, and you can put Lava for covering Cardigan all the way at the top. Now watch as magic happens, because this is all you need. Okay, Lava is able to be deployed now, so we just drop Lava. You find that like Cardigan or Spot is in trouble, just pop the skills. It's no issue really. You can also pop Perfumer's skill to give Spot a little bit more healing. Although the red Blindies are the ones that are really problematic. As you can see, the Blindies won't spawn until all of them have been killed in the previous wave. So now they'll do the funny shuffle. And here's one thing you really need to take note of. You need to change all of these due to the shuffle twice now. So we will get the thing twice. We'll put a block here and put a block here. And you'll see, they'll change panel twice. Simple, right? It's not that daunting after all. As soon as you can have 4 targets, just pop the skill. Maximize the amount of targets that you can hit at once to make things slightly faster. Again, there are also other ways to make things faster, like adding more operators, of course. You can also pop Korra's skill if you are really apprehensive. As you can see, now we're done with this wave, and now we have the last wave. The last wave has all red Blindies, and again they do the funny shuffle. And now as you can see, all of them have alternate colors now, black and white alternating. However, for this wave, it's not as straightforward as just simply changing their color all at the same time by the same amount. In this case, you need to take note because of the shuffle. Now you need to change the colors in this number of order. 3 times for the top and bottom lane, and the middle lanes need to change twice. However, it's not a set thing where you have to do 3, but this is just the easiest way to do it. So for each of them, they need to change in odd numbers or even numbers. Middle, 0, 2, 4, but there's no way to actually change the color 0 times. So the easiest way is just to do 2, so that you can just have this amount of blocks. And you have to change the top and bottom 1 or 3 times. But because 1 or 3, I would say 3 is much easier than doing 1, because of the way you've already placed the blocks. So in this case, we'll just remove the top and bottom blocks. And as you can see, we started with 16 blocks, and now we have 12 left. Because all we did is use 4 blocks and remove 2 of them for the very last wave. And watch as magic happens. As you can see, all of them are getting blocked by the right color now. And that's it. That's easy, right? Easy as it is. You clear the stage and you get the medal as well. And just bring 1 6-star. Again, there's a little bit of an apprehension here if you look at how, Spot might be in trouble. You can pop Spot skill if you want to. You can pop Cardigan skill if you think Perfumer's not doing enough. At this point, I think Spot can really handle himself. Because Rosa will be able to help out and kill the Blindy. They'll take a little bit longer to kill than the regular one, the red Blindies. And there you have it. WR-EX-6, and you'll get the medal as well. Alright, now that we have done the regular mode for WR-EX-6, this will be the clear video for WR-EX-6 challenge mode instead. So let's begin by going through the challenge mode condition again. So allied melee operators have decreased attack speed but increased defense, and 3 extra roadblocks are placed beforehand. So we're going to bring the same exact team again, Rosa and her accompanying operators. And this time we'll handle challenge mode instead. As you can see, 3 roadblocks are placed beforehand in the triangular fashion. And the key difference is that your own blocks can be retreated and the pre-placed ones cannot. Right, so we're gonna drop that block again. And here. For consistency's sake, we'll just put the same operators where they were supposed to be. Like in the original WR-EX-6 regular clear. We put Spot here. Now they have extra defense, so you don't really have to think too much about their tankiness. Although if you're a little bit worried, just pop whatever skill that you require. So as you can see, Rosa is doing really well, helping clear out the enemies. We'll just drop Perfumer. And drop Lava on the top. This Steward, and then finish off with Durin behind Spot. Right, remember the concepts that we actually explained earlier on? How many times you need to change the attribute? So first wave is either 1 or 3, the odd numbers. So in this case, we'll change the bottom 3 by 1 and the top by 3, thereby achieving the same effect. Remember, I explained it in the last wave of the regular clear, and the concepts are actually the exact same. And you'll be surprised how many blocks are used for this at the end. So just wait for the maximum amount of targets to walk into Rosa's range and then just pop that. Don't be afraid to do it. Again, same thing for Lava as well. Pop the skill only when all of them are in range. It's a lot easier that way. Okay, nice. I was just left with Rosa's part. Now for the next wave, remember they do the funny shuffle? So just wait for the funny shuffle to come out before I explain to you the block placement. So in this wave, after the funny shuffle, you need to switch all their colors twice. So to be able to switch all their colors twice, let's do this. And you'll be able to switch all of their colors twice, thereby achieving the blocks for this particular wave of Blindies. So as you can see, at this point we only use 3 blocks. Alright, so now just let the operators do the job. Okay, if you're feeling confident to put one more operator to clear all this, yeah, you can. Although I don't suggest it because melee operators have reduced attack speed, so not the best option to be using them. Although if they hit hard, you might still want to consider them. Right, so for the last wave, remember they still do the funny shuffle again. In this case, you want to do the 3-2-2-3 effect. So we put that block there, and we remove that block at the bottom. So you might be surprised, but we still used 4 blocks for CM, much like we did in the regular mode. So that's all you need to be able to finish this map. You don't need to really rack your brains over this too much once you know the method. The methodology is quite simple. I hope how I explained it was straightforward as well. In the 4 target. And wait for everything to come in and then lava popping them again. This last wave is the most tedious part because all of them have a lot more health than regular blindies. They take a lot longer to go down. Increased stats as well, increased resistance, defense. And okay, there you have it. WR-EX-6 challenge mode done in the simplest of ways. So I hope everyone actually enjoyed watching this guide. I hope this guide helped you a lot. Good luck getting your clears for the rest of Who Is Real. I'll be out. Right, see you next time. Bye bye.